Hello, my name is Alison Colley and I'm from Real Employment Law Advice. If you've been given a settlement agreement from your employer, it probably means that your employer wants to try to come to some form of arrangement with you whereby you waive your employment rights and normally terminate your employment in return for a sum of money. Now, the reason why you have to get legal advice about a settlement agreement is twofold. The first reason is it's not legally binding unless you've had legal advice. And the second is to ensure you're being compensated fairly for those rights you're agreeing to waive. Now, quite often what happens is your employer will pay for your legal advice or pay a contribution for your legal advice if you sign the settlement agreement. Now, what I would recommend you do is you make an appointment as soon as possible with a solicitor to talk through the terms of the settlement agreement, the reason why you've been given it and the circumstances leading up to it. Now, I really recommend that you speak to an employment law specialist about your settlement agreement. The reason for this is that there are a number of solicitors who do a bit of areas of work, maybe a bit of civil work, some other sort of bits and pieces, and they will quite often advise on a settlement agreement because it's often seen as something that's quite straightforward. But these days, with the fact that employment law changes all the time, and crucially that you're waiving your employment rights, I think it's really important that you get advice from somebody who knows about employment law, that knows about the employment tribunal system, that knows how settlement agreements work on a daily basis as they change and the practices that can take place, and who can get the best deal for you. So make sure that you get advice from a qualified solicitor first off, that's most important, and also wherever possible try to speak to a specialist. Now, we have offices in Eastleigh, Southampton, the Isle of Wight, Salisbury, and we can meet clients across Hampshire, but we also deal with clients over the telephone or via Skype when it comes to settlement agreements. And in fact, I once advised a lady who was actually in Hawaii about her settlement agreement. So she was there with her husband who was working, and she was working remotely. And so she worked for a British company who wanted a settlement agreement, and we dealt with it by Skype. So it can be done. It doesn't matter where you are in the UK. So if you do want advice from Real Employment Law Advice, knowing that you're getting advice from a specialist employment law solicitor, then do get in touch. We can help you wherever you are in the UK. You can make an appointment or you can contact us by email. It's alison@realemploymentlawsadvice.co.uk. Alternatively, have a look on our website adviceforemployees.co.uk or realemploymentlawsadvice.co.uk and get in touch. We'll be happy to help you. And normally, if you've got a really tight timescale, we can turn that round for you very quickly. And we do have appointments available in the evenings and at weekends if it's really urgent, and certainly we can deal with that by telephone or Skype at those times for you. So thanks very much for listening to this video and watching this video. If you've got a settlement agreement, don't delay, please get some advice as soon as possible.